Hi everyone, hope you had a great break. So I'm going to speak to you about reimagining trust in software releases and talk about the present and the future, but to do so, let's talk about the past for a second. So today is September 9th, 2025, and I want to take you back to the December 9th weekend in 2021. Who remembers what happened that weekend? Who is trying to repress those memories? I'm of course speaking about a weekend where Log4Shell, that infamous vulnerability, was disclosed and changed everything that we know about software supply chain security ever since then. Now let's imagine that day again for all of us. Imagine an executive scrolling through their Twitter feed, back when it was called Twitter, and all of a sudden their feed explodes with tweets about Log4Shell. Now he doesn't really know what's going on. He's not necessarily directly connected to the technology organization, but he gives a call, but he looks at it and gives a call to the engineering manager on the other side, asking them, are we exposed to this? Who's taking the lead on recovering us from this disaster, potential disaster to the organization? And on the other side, we have the engineering manager. And you can see she has two phones on, at the same time because she's not sure. She's calling up different people. She's waking up people in the middle of the night until finally, a developer who's sitting on the couch towards the weekend watching their favorite Netflix show, or Hulu, or whatever, and he gets tasked to resolve this issue. Now he's a pretty confident developer. He's been around the block, so he sits at his desk and he starts working on the fix. He has a fixed version. He knows what he's doing. He's pretty confident, but he's pretty eager to go back to watching his Netflix show, so he just pushes the fix to production and goes about his business. Unfortunately, a few moments later, that simple fix ends up being a catastrophe. The entire production environment is down, and there's a huge downtime for the organization. The production team gets pulled into this, and the entire system is down, so customers can't access the systems, the products, and it gets so bad that the management team has some explaining to do to the board of directors. And even as a result of it, some people end up losing their jobs, potentially. So that's a catastrophe that happened, and I believe some organizations had that experience back then. All because of vulnerability that was mishandled because of lacking processes and lacking technology and solutions to recover from such a situation. So now let's fast forward from December 9th weekend all the way back to today. Let's try to imagine how can this look like differently since then? We've come a long way since then. So let's do a quick simulation. Oh, I just got a notification. Okay, I can see I have a new vulnerability in production. It's a critical one. I need to step in as a cloud security operations manager, and I need to figure out what's going on. So let me quickly go into the JFrog platform. And I'll go into runtime security. And we have this screen called a live assessment, which is giving me real-time visibility into my production environment. And I can look at, and I can see here some images running in production. And I see there's an image here called Pizza Shop, and it has a critical and applicable risk attached to it. That doesn't look good. So let me drill down into this. And yeah, I can look at this image, and I can see this image has 3 vulnerabilities, a couple of medium ones, but there's one CV which is both critical and applicable, meaning threat actors can exploit that on our production environment right now, so we better get this resolved as quick as possible. So I gotta wake somebody up, I gotta find the owner. Let's see how easy it is to do in the present time. So yeah, this application is called Pizza Shop, version 4.15, and I can see it's a production application with a high business criticality. Yeah, and the owner is a guy called Yossi Shaul. Some of you know him. He's always responsible for these types of scenarios. So I gotta call him up and I gotta wake him up. He's usually asleep this time of the day. I'm sorry, so I gotta call him up.
Hello?
Yossi?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, sorry to wake you up. We have an issue. One of your applications, I think it's called Pizza Shop, has a critical vulnerability in production. We gotta fix this.
Are you sure? It's not, again, one of those false positives you keep bothering me with?
Yeah, remember, I know. But you remember how a couple of years ago we bought into the JFrog Advanced Security package?
Yeah, sure.
And they have that contextual analysis. So they have the best scanners in the marketplace, and these guys are never wrong. So we can see it's applicable based on their scanners, and it's applicable and critical, so it's real, man. We gotta wake up and fix this right now.
Got it, yeah. It's from them, so give me a minute. I'm coming. Right. Yeah. Whoa. You invited some audience, Eyal. Whoa.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's get this fixed so we can get back to sleep soon. Where was it, you said?
It's Pizza Shop.
Pizza Shop. Okay. So yeah, Pizza Shop is mine. Let's see what's going on. So I'm going inside the application itself. And yeah, I can see there's a newly detected CVE. Yeah, let me click through it. And let's look at the risk. Yeah, just to make sure, Eyal, that you understand that when we released it, back then there was nothing. Okay, this is completely new.
You mean before everything was right, you did your job.
Clean, you can see it here. This is something new. So let me have a look and let's see if we can fix it. So I'm looking at the detailed analysis, and if I'm opening to see, so it is a critical, and it is applicable, meaning we might be compromised.
Yeah.
It's also coming from Spring Framework, but we are not using it.
What do you mean?
Directly. Yeah, we are. I'm not using it in my application. So let me have a look. We can see here that we have a direct dependency, a different one, that is actually using it. It's the pizza checkout, and there's no fixed version. So let me.
So you mean a different application?
Yeah. Okay. No wonder. It's coming from another team. It's Asaf Karas. Again.
My manager. Yeah.
So I cannot fix it directly. Give me a few minutes. I'll give him a call.
All right.
And I'll get back to you. Okay?
All right, cool. So what you just saw is Yossi's going to call up Asaf and get a new version. Is what we call risk introducer. In this specific case, Yossi is not using that vulnerable package directly, but via a second-party application within the organization. So he has to get a fix of that pizza checkout so that he can use it for a new version of Pizza Shop.
Perfect.
A different case could have been, a different scenario could have been where his application was using the Spring Framework directly. If that was the case, he could have made the fix on his own, not waking anybody up. But this just shows you how easy it can be to a complicated scenario of a risk introduction within the organization made simplified. Let's go back to Yossi and see how he's doing.
I have great news.
Yeah?
So we have a fix.
Okay.
Those guys are really fast. So I'm just going to upgrade to the new version that they just released. Okay, so that's a simple one. That's my pizza checkout. Going to save it. Let's release it. And now we should have in a few moments, we are going to package a new version with a fix, okay? We have to give it a version because I heard there's a new JFrog fly that you don't need to give a version anymore, but we still don't have it. So I just created a new one. And let's see what happens. So let's go back to my Pizza Shop. And we have a new version.
4.6?
It's in dev stage, yeah. So now we need to go through all the stages. Those are the stages of our lifecycle until it reaches production. Once it's there, we should be okay. All right?
Okay, cool.
So let's do the following.
So what'd you do there?
I just told my new buddy to release it to production.
So you're trusting the AI agent to do that?
Yeah, it's working 80% of the time.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Should be.
Okay. Okay.
So, let's see. But that's the fastest way. That way we can go to sleep.
All right. Confident, as always.
Yeah, let's see, yeah.
As always.
So it's running, it's going to call our pipeline through all the stages, carrying all the way. Let's see where it goes. Whoops. So version 4.16 cannot be. The release from dev to production failed. And I can see that it did not run the test. It tried to move it without running the test. Now, you remember this poor guy a few years ago? He tried to fix something and
everybody got
crashed all the
fired?
environment.
Yeah.
Everybody got fired. Wow. Okay.
Somebody.
Let's not be this guy. So let me try something else. Let's do release this version. But this time, make sure run the tests. What do you think?
So what's happening now, Yossi?
So I don't know, he did something strange. It never happened before, only a few times. So I'm trying to be more explicit. Maybe this time it will work. So let's see. We still have our version over here. Workflow. So he's trying to run a new workflow.
Okay.
Still trying. Something happened. So it managed to promote it to QA. Hopefully it will run the test. We have a very, very fast test. Going to staging, extremely fast testing also there. Let's see. Okay.
Wow.
Good. So we have the version 4.16 with a green badge. You know what it means?
No, tell me.
It means that we have a certified release that went through all of the phases that we defined, and the agent used it eventually. He tried to bypass it, but as you know, we have good guardrails over there. So I think that in a few moments now it's going to take it, and once it's here, going to deploy it automatically to production. So you should see a fix right now.
Okay. So let me go back to my screen, and I'll check out runtime security.
Okay.
So yeah, I can see the pizza shop is still here, but I can see there's a couple of tags here. The previous one, you said you're going to push the fix, right? So let me just refresh and see what's going on. Yeah, I see pizza shop has an updated image, and there's no risk attached to it. Great job, Yossi. Great job.
Yeah, great.
All right.
Okay, let's go back to the slides. So what you've just witnessed now is how development lifecycle management is done right. This is fast, it's effective, it's trusted, and it's something that works for developers, for managers, for security officers, and as we've seen, also for rogue AI agents.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we showed you in a glimpse how easy it is to find an application that is running in production and is actually affected by a new vulnerability. From there, we found the owner, or actually even the secondary owner within the organization. That was very easy inside the system. And we also showed you how the fix is happening within the context of an application and with a life cycle with policies that can protect you.
Awesome. So over the past year or so, we've been talking to a lot of you here in the audience. Let me go back. In the audience about your pains around this. And a lot of you have been telling us that you are building this on your own, and you really don't want to do that. You want a solution that is integrated into the JFrog platform with a single source of truth where all your evidence is collected and you can set up policies and governance across that. And we've been building that, and we're super happy to announce the following. JFrog App Trust. So what is JFrog App Trust? It's a new solution integrated into the JFrog platform that gives you full visibility and clear ownership and proven maturity of your applications over time. Gives you automated evidence-based policy controls across your entire SDLC, and gives you the ability to trust every application release that your teams are building while you're building it and after you shipped it. Now, we want to take you behind the scenes and talk a little bit about the building blocks of what AppTrust is comprised out of. So we have three deep dives we want to do here today in this session. The first one is around a new entity called application. Then Yossi will talk about the next step and the next evolution of our evidence, and then we'll wrap up talking about lifecycle policies. So let's start with application. The fact of the matter is that what you just saw and what everybody here is doing on a regular basis is managing different business use cases across your development organizations, whether it's application ownership or application lifecycle governance, compliance use cases, or just trying to gain visibility and insight into what's going on within your software factories. And we're doing this, a lot of you, within the JFrog platform using the physical layer, managing packages and builds and release bundles, repositories, and so on. Now, the fact of the matter is, there's a missing link, there's a missing connective tissue, and we call this application. Application is a new entity embedded into the JFrog platform that allows you to manage your application in a holistic manner across all the use cases you just saw. Mm-hmm. And we know that when we introduce a new entity into the platform, it can create some worry around how difficult it is to adopt or to use at scale. So we build application in a way that allows you to do this in a minimal friction to your existing CI/CD processes, allow you to adapt at your own pace. You can start with a small team or small organization, then go from there. But on the other hand, we build it for scale. A lot of you guys here in this room have thousands of applications within your organization, and you need an enterprise-grade platform to support those needs. And of course, we know and are aware of the fact that you are already managing that application entity in external services in other systems, and you want to be able to take advantage and leverage that information that you have in external systems into the JFrog platform. And we have some interesting stuff to share a bit later about that in the session. So I want to show you a quick demo of how easy it is to set up an application within the JFrog platform. So let's go back to AppTrust and to application. I want to create a new application, and we have, you can see Pizza Shop and Pizza Checkout. I want to create a new one, and I'm kind of into tacos when I'm in the States. So let's create one called Taco Shop. And let's make sure this application is, say it's a production application with a high business criticality. I can put in some labels attached to it, so I can do, for example, compliance, PCI, if I want to use this for later use cases. And let's assign an owner to that. In this case, that's myself as the owner, and let's create the application. Now, the only thing I need to do from this point in time, I need to take my application key, and if I go into my Taco Shop repository, the only thing I need to do is I need to assign that key to my application. So I'll just edit this file quickly. I'll make a commit. And what happens now, as long as I'm authenticated with the JFrog platform, is that this is now triggering a build of my Taco Shop application. And it's a simple application, NPM-based Maven, and also has a Docker image. So the only change I did, as you notice, is I put in the application key, and there's no other disruption to my CI process with regards to Taco Shop. It's using vanilla NPM, Maven, Docker, nothing specific to JFrog. So if I go back to the JFrog platform and I go into Taco Shop and into resources, you can see that I didn't do anything, but I have my packages here associated with the application, and then now I can start creating application versions and use that with the context of my business use cases throughout the lifecycle. So that was a quick demo just to show you how easy it is to set up an application without disruption to your existing CI processes. And let's go back to our slides. And I want to let Yossi talk about the next phase, and that is evidence.